It all started a couple of weeks ago. I was bored, just browsing the internet like anyone else. I've heard about the deep web and all the shady stuff that goes on there, but curiosity got the better of me. So I decided, what the heck, let's see what it's all about. I downloaded this special browser thing and started exploring the deep web. At first, it was just a bunch of weird forums and stuff. Nothing too crazy, just the usual internet stuff, but with a darker vibe. But then, a few days after my deep web adventure, things got weird. Like really weird. I started feeling like someone was watching me. Not like the usual paranoia you get when you watch too many horror movies, but like a genuine gut feeling that someone was following me. It was messed up. I'd be walking down the street and I'd catch glimpses of someone in my peripheral vision. But when I turned around, they were gone. Vanished. It freaked me out, but I tried to tell myself it was just my imagination playing tricks on me. Then, things took a dark turn. One night, I was chilling at home, playing video games, and I got this weird message on my computer. No sender name, just a bunch of random letters and numbers. The message was creepy as hell. It said something like, "I'm always watching." I thought it was just some sick joke or a prank, But as the days went by, things got worse. I started receiving emails with pictures of me. Like, shots of me walking down the street, eating at a restaurant, even in my own dang house. It was like this person knew every move I made. I was freaked out. I couldn't sleep, and every time I looked out my window, I felt eyes on me. I knew I had to do something, so I called the cops. They didn't take me seriously at first, but I showed them the emails and the weird messages, and they started looking into it. Then, one night, it all came to a head. I was walking home from work, and I could feel someone behind me. I turned around, and there he was, this creepy-looking guy with a hoodie pulled low over his face. I booked it, ran like my life depended on it. I made it home, but the guy didn't stop following me. He stood outside my house, just watching. That's when I called the police again, and this time, they took me seriously. They rushed over, found the guy, and arrested him. Turns out, he was some psycho who had hacked into my computer when I was on the deep web. He'd been stalking me, taking pictures, and messing with my head. The police found a whole bunch of messed up stuff on his computer. Pictures of other people, plans to do who knows what. I ended up in the hospital because the stress had messed me up pretty bad. But you know what? I'm gonna be okay. The police got the guy, and he's gonna pay for what he did. So, yeah, that's my crazy story. Moral of the story, stay away from the deep web, man. It's not worth the risk. And if you ever feel like someone's watching you, don't ignore it. Call the cops. It might just save your life. So, a couple of weeks back, I stumbled upon this sketchy website. It looked like something straight out of the 90s, all black background and neon text. I figured it was just another one of those weird corners of the internet. But when I started clicking around, things got real eerie, real fast. I found myself on this page that had what seemed like a price list, but it wasn't for things you buy in a store. It was personal information. Names, addresses, phone numbers, you name it. I was thinking, what kind of messed up place is this? Curiosity got the better of me, and I started digging around. That's when I saw it, my colleague's name, staring back at me from the screen. I couldn't believe it. This site had details about him that I couldn't imagine anyone would want to know. It felt like I was peering into someone's life without their consent. But here's where it gets even more messed up. Each piece of information had a price tag on it, like it was some kind of sick marketplace. I'm talking about real money. They were selling people's lives, and it sent shivers down my spine. I thought that was the end of it, right? Wrong. As I kept scrolling through this twisted database, I stumbled upon a section that made my blood run cold. There it was. My own name, my social security number, my phone number, even my freaking address. It was all laid out for anyone with enough cash to snatch up. This was my life, up for sale on the dark web. I felt violated, like someone had reached into my soul and exposed every secret I had. Fear took over, and I started thinking about the consequences. What if someone bought my info and used it against me? What if they showed up at my doorstep? I tried everything to get my information off that site, sending emails, reporting it, even reaching out to tech-savvy friends for help. but it was like fighting an invisible enemy. As I share this with you now, I still haven't been able to fully remove my information from that twisted repository. It's like a scar that won't heal, a constant reminder that the deep web's grip on our lives is stronger than we think. So, listen up, friends. Be careful out there on the internet, and keep your digital doors locked tight. A couple of years ago, I was your typical internet explorer, going down rabbit holes and all that. I'd heard whispers about the deep web, the kind of place where you find stuff that's not exactly legal. Well, being the curious dude that I am, I decided to take a peek. I was navigating through the usual forums and sites, and then I stumbled upon this directory listing. It was like a menu of places to go on the dark web. Illegal markets, hacking forums, you name it. I knew it was risky, but my curiosity got the better of me. In that directory, there was this one site that caught my eye, an online service claiming to deal in stolen goods and all sorts of shady stuff. I thought, man, how would a website like this even look? What's the deal with these illegal marketplaces? So, I clicked on it, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. As the page loaded up, I got a pop-up from Tor, that privacy browser thing. It said it blocked some function on the site. I didn't think much of it at first, just figured it was the browser doing its job to keep me safe. But then, out of nowhere, my webcam light flickered on. It was like a horror movie jump scare in real life. I froze, staring at that little light, realizing that someone, somewhere, had just accessed my webcam without me knowing. Fear gripped me like a vice. I closed the laptop so fast, you'd think I was trying to put out a fire. It's one thing to explore the deep web, but it's a whole other level when they can see you back. For all I know, some shady character out there has a snapshot of my face, filed away in some digital dungeon. That incident shook me to the core. I deleted all my deep web bookmarks, went through my computer like a digital detective, making sure I wasn't compromised. But the paranoia, it stuck with me like glue. I decided to step away from the dark web, from all that shady stuff. I've been clean for the past 2 years, steering clear of the digital underbelly. But let me tell you, that experience left a mark on me. It's a reminder that there are places on the internet where you're not just a spectator. You're part of the show, whether you like it or not.